So we are live as we promised. I mean, I promise to all of you, I'm going to bring you a lady like no other, somebody I consider media sensation. She wrote the #1 book on numerology. And I know people are so fascinated with numerology. So this is your opportunity to learn something, to talk to Glynis, to communicate. Eventually she will answer your question. And we're going to have a lot to talk. So, Glynis,
Yes.
You are my inspiration. I love you. I adore you. You are for me. You a rock star. Everything. You are such a phenomenal person. You know, your book, by the way, I want to let you know, I have the opportunity, is by my bed for years.
Yes.
And you know what? I write here. I outline. I'm so inspired by everything you're doing. It's just magic. I cannot thank you enough for giving me the opportunity. People are jumping because they know this is a unique chance to be with you and to be able to listen to you. And I'm going to start by asking you, give all of us a little bit about numerology, because you are #1 expert in the world.
Thank you so much. Well, I will say this. Numerology itself is a science of numbers. It's 2,500 years old. Pythagoras is the creator of the system that I use. The belief is everything in this universe has vibration. And Carmen, I know you know that's true, because anyone, as psychic as you are, you pick up vibration all the time. And so this is really true when it comes to people. When you meet somebody and you enjoy their company, there's a good chance they are compatible to you in numerology. But if they drain you or make you unhappy, and no matter what you say, it's like speaking two different languages, chances are they're toxic to you in numerology. And so that's what I teach. You know, I study energy and share my insights. And the blessing, of course, is that I'm accurate. But you know, I've done it my whole life, right? I was 19 years old when I first tapped into numbers and felt called to it. I see numbers in everything. So it is a real blessing.
But you did it in such an amazing way. First of all, you
Yes.
make everybody understand, you know, and you have people acknowledge if they are or they're not compatible. And before we started the show, we were just talking about J-Lo and Alice Rodriguez, who you said anticipated this is not going to work. What's in their numbers that is not compatible? Just give us just an example about that.
So here's what's sad about it. Their life path number is technically compatible, which is what you hope. Where do you get the life path? You take the full date of birth and reduce it to 1 digit. That was not the issue. The issue is with Alex. He has the number 5 and 2 in his chart. And this downside of that is they look at the opposite sex as a buffet of options. And that's what he does. So even though he's got this beautiful Jennifer Lopez, who technically looks better than she ever has, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's got a roving eye and he's a flirt. So what I call that is living on the shadow side of the number. But it was so clear to me that that's how he rolls. And right before he gave her that beautiful diamond ring, the stories came about him sexting other women. Right? We heard that. Right. And I just thought, here we go. I said, I just don't think he has it in him. And then, of course, we had another scandal a couple months back. Jennifer didn't say anything at the time. And then when they announced that breakup, here's what I also knew. The minute I heard they broke up and then all of a sudden they were going to try, I said, oh, that's about the kids. You know, normally Jennifer can walk away, but she now has children that feel things deeply, and they felt very bonded to him. Right. So they needed to give it a minute for the kids to catch up. And that's what happened. That's why we're hearing about the breakup again, saying that they're better off as friends. Well, technically, I will bet everything I am that Jennifer is furious with this man. She really wanted to make this one work. She did. You know, she's been through so much. And they have a lot in common. Go ahead.
What's about her is that she can never make it work with anyone.
Technically, she keeps picking literally the cheater numbers. Like even Ben Affleck, Ben also had the 5 and the 2 in his chart. And then some of these guys, remember, she got married really fast to men who really weren't her caliber, right? She marry a dancer? Mm-hmm. So, you know, backup dancer. And then the one guy she had her children with, who's so famous, they still were not terrific together. So I just didn't see it lasting. The truth is she will always seek love. She's got the double 2, which means she doesn't feel fulfilled if she does not have someone to call her her partner. So of course I hope she gets it right. If she knew me, I could help her,
Right.
break the pattern. This is what I do, Carmen.
I work with Jennifer Lopez. I worked with her in 2000. And she got upset with me. By that time, she was with P. Daddy.
Yes.
And I told her to see that working, and she was upset.
Yes, but see, that makes sense because it's really hard for her to have to accept that something's not going to work. She's got a stubborn streak in her, but you didn't tell her that to be hurtful. You were trying to warn her.
I was warning her, actually, because if you remember in 2000, there was an episode with the shooting.
Oh, yes.
There was a big deal, media and the press, and I warned her, something is not right here, so be careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she just takes that wrong. So that's why I said, look, if the pandemic didn't happen, trust me, they would have gotten married, and right now they'd be getting divorced. So in that way, she's dodged a bullet, right? She doesn't have to say, I know the divorce on the resume, but she must break her pattern. It cannot continue like this. And I am sorry for her, because I'll say it again, she has a huge capacity to love, but she picks men that are just not good for her.
Good for her. So this happened. Let me ask you something that you mentioned, and it's in the news, like a hot topic. And you are right.
Yes.
You're always right. You're always right. You always sense what's out there, and you come with your amazing way to interpret things. So
yes,
let's explain everybody who's watching us and listening the connection that exists between Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth, because this is a marriage like no other,
Well, my gosh, they were together 80 years. Yes. Just think about that. I mean, that is such
unbeatable,
Isn't it? It's like so remarkable. And yet here it is. In the case of the Queen, she is a 7 life path. Now that means she has to observe life. Like she has to be careful what comes out of her mouth, because every word she utters, it's all over the world, right? But a 7 has the ability to step back and observe other people. She was born on a 3-day, which is why when she wants to be charming, she can be, right? The smile, her eyes, her voice.
Yeah.
Right? But she always has mysteries. Now going to Philip, this is what fascinates me. Ready for this?
Yeah.
When you break down his numerology, he's ultimately a 2. So let's say he's got the master number 11/2. A 2, if they admire a leader, that's the only time they're willing to follow or help. Well, come on, she's the queen. Want to talk about the ultimate leader in that country. And he said, you know what? I'm going to work with you. Now, with his 2, I was looking at a pattern. Prince Charles breaks down to a 2 life path, and Prince William breaks down to a 2 life path. So all 3 men are willing to follow. Prince Harry is not that. Prince Harry is a 1 life path, and a 1 means don't try to control me. Don't tell me what to do. If you tell them to go left and they don't like the way you say it, they go right. So that's the difference. And yet, this is important. Harry is a natural match to the Queen. So this is not about love. He loves her. She loves him. But he needs to find his way. This is where the pattern broke. Isn't that interesting? All 3 men. But the 2, it amazes me, because let's be honest. Look what Prince Charles did. If you watch The Crown and you listen to some of the stories, the fact is he was always in love with Camilla. It was the family that did not approve. And yet, look, we've come full circle. He's with her. Yet we, the people, most of us really resent that relationship because of what happened to poor Diana. Right. Well, Harry, when he saw the pattern of the paparazzi and the attack on his wife, he's like, I'm not doing this. I've already been through this. I will not lose another woman that I love to the media. And he left. And that's why he did. So technically, people said to me, well, gee, Glynis, do you think Meghan and Harry have what it takes to go for the long run?
Yeah, this is what I ask you.
So here's the answer. Technically, their life path is a challenge. So that means there is a breakdown in communication. However, they share 3 numbers out of 6, which gives them a soulmate connection. And a soulmate means good or bad. When it's over, it's never really over. Like you have one of 2 options. You either try to figure out a way to make it work, or you cut your losses and say, I'll never do that again. So this is not easy. So when we talk about, let's pretend Harry and Meghan made it to the 90s. Do I think they'd be together? No, I certainly do not. But we don't know about the longevity. But what I would tell you this, the love is there. They are in love. They share the 4, which is commitment. They share the 6, which is family. Now I'll tell you, let's pretend she couldn't have gotten pregnant. That would have ended them. You know, Harry wanted children. That part's true, but so did she. So I know that's what they share. And then the 9 is issues with family. Well, you know, Harry's very scarred by what's happened in his family, right? His whole past, his heart's broken. When you have a 9, Carmen, you have such a fear of abandonment. And he lost his mama. So he's been abandoned. He does not want to go through that again. So I say, as a couple, can they work to make it strong and good? Yes. Will it ever be easy? No. It's work. That relationship, it was going to be like that, Carmen.
I know.
So that's the difference, you see.
What about his brother, William?
Yes. I'll tell you about William. William, I'll tell you what he is. He is a peacemaker mediator who does not want conflict. So I believe down the line, he's going to do what he can to fix it. Now, here is the doozy. And if you go to the Daily Mail, Carmen, I did a whole article about the whole royal family before they walked down the aisle. And what I said was, I was worried about Kate. Kate Middleton and Meghan are very toxic to each other.
Right.
Here's how it works. You got 6 numbers that make a blueprint. If you have 1 or 2 challenges, you can agree to disagree. If you have 3 challenges, you have to work very hard to make it healthy. But if you have 4 or more, you're almost better off cutting your losses and walking away. Well, she has 4 toxic numbers. Meghan and Kate, 4 toxic numbers out of 6. So if you ask me, Glynis, did William like Meghan? The answer is yes. They're actually a natural match. He liked her just fine. But when there was conflict with his wife and his wife was not happy, he was going to be with his wife. That is his partner. The 2 life path is a partner number. You know, they know that that's their priority. But do I think they can figure it out? Yeah, I think William and Harry will find their brotherhood again because they're meant to. It's not about being toxic. But do you remember in the interview with Oprah, Harry said, I feel bad for them because they're trapped. That made me laugh so hard. That's a 1 life path. They always think they're trapped if you try to make them stay to do something they don't want to do. But that's not how a 2 life path feels. And you started hearing William and them say, we're not trapped. We're honored to be here. You see the difference? Yes. That's just numbers. So no one's a bad guy. I want to make that clear. When I say toxic, I mean toxic on both sides. It's a 2-way street. It's not one person's the bad guy, except the cheater. I'm not going to lie to you, Carmen. I hate cheaters. I really do.
Me too.
I hate to see a heartbeat broken by a man who's not faithful. And when I spot that pattern in a man, I always warn a person, especially if they're just dating, to keep their eyes open. So then if they catch it, they can walk away instead of being in a marriage and having to get divorced.
Right. Last question that I have.
Yes.
Because I hear we can talk for hours, but
yes.
You see William and Kate marriage lasting?
They really have the numbers for longevity. Yeah, they really do. What they share is the number 2 and the number 3. She's a 3, which means she can put on an Oscar-winning performance. You know, she can be in a bad mood in one room and come out glowing. And when she speaks to, let's say, the press, she has a lot of charm. She truly does. So because that's true, they're a true partnership. William loves her dearly, and it's mutual. So I'm not worried about that marriage. That's not the one that I'm concerned about.
I was just curious. Yeah. You also predicted Joe Biden winning on George Norris show.
Yes. That was amazing. Here's what happened. September 2nd, 2020, I was on George Norrie, and I'd already run the numbers. And what was super clear, this was that psychic thing. Because remember, and I want people to understand, and I'm sure you've told them this, we are all psychic. But some of us are just really gifted. Like our third eye is so open, we can see and feel things quickly. But everyone has that. And what happened to me, it tends to be through numbers. When I look at numbers, my third eye opens up. I was watching and researching Joe Biden, and I noticed something powerful. He was born the 20th, and his life path is a 20. That means the man was literally 2020 in 2020.
It was amazing.
It was his time. I'm like, okay, wait a. And then every time I looked at patterns, I would see the 1 for his ambition, the 8 for a natural politician. The thing about Joe, he will work with others. He really will. And the fact is, the GOP knows that. He has a tremendous history of being in the Senate for years where he was able to work with them. But he also, here's his number one reason why he won. Again, if the pandemic had not happened, do I believe he would have won? No, but I'll tell you why I say that. The number 2 is empathy. Well, what was missing?
Yeah.
During that whole time, we did not hear empathy. And I understand the president at the time, he believed that was weakness. If he showed empathy, it looked weak. He wanted to appear strong, but it was the opposite of what was needed.
Exactly.
And because Joe Biden's whole history is about losing a wife, losing a baby, losing a son, we know he knows. He knows our pain, Carmen. So that's what I mean about, it's like the stars lined up, everything lined up to say it's his. There's another reason that I noticed. Kamala Harris, I knew she'd be his partner, by the way. There was no way she was going to get the presidential ticket at the time. I kept thinking, wow, if it was Joe and Kamala, that could be strong. Here's why. She was born October 20th, which means born on a 20 day. He was born November 20th, born on a 20 day. The being sworn in was January 20th. Like, come on.
Incredible.
It was incredible. It was so numerologist. So here's what I told George.
Synchronicity, yeah.
I said to George, I go, look, I said, what I keep picking up is 5 million. I kept saying that Joe would get no less than 5 million in the popular vote. I said, by the time you hit 5 million, the electoral college goes with that. You see, when you have that many people voting in your direction, you take the electoral college. So that's what I said at the time. And sure enough, when he hit 5, they're like, boom, it's Joe Biden. And then he ended up hitting 7 million when it was all said and done.
Right.
So my heart is broken for us as a group of people. There's a lot of conspiracy. There's a lot of anger. But the truth is that comes from energy. Some people enjoy drama.
Right.
The number two is the opposite of that. The 2 can't stand it. And whether you like or don't like Joe Biden, you cannot tell anybody that he brings drama. He does not. That's not how he rolls. If we go to our previous president, because he was born on a 5 day, that's an appearance number. It's a love of drama. He's an entertainer. I will maintain this for my whole life, that in numerology, Donald Trump had numbers of an entertainer. He loves his audience, no question.
Do you?
But I believe.
Do you see him coming?
Say it again.
Do you see?
No, he will not. I do not believe he will run for president again. No, I do not. Do I believe he'll find a platform for himself? If it's possible, yes, he will. But I also believe there are some things that happen where there's going to be repercussions, and we haven't gone there yet. And again, what I'm focused on more than anything right now in this year, 2021, and remember, this is something you want to keep in mind, Carmen. Check it out.
Right.
2021, 2 + 0 + 2 + 1 is 5. Last year was 2020. 2 + 0, 2 + 0 was 4. This country, the birth is July 4th, 1776. That breaks down to a 4 and it adds up to 5. That means we are learning right now, Carmen. This is growing pains for the country. We're still deciding, who are we? Who are we? What do we stand for? What matters most to us? So that's why I feel so good about 2022, because that's when we have more clarity. So we're still in the eye of the needle, still in the storm right now, but we get through it. And I'm excited to see the results of what that looks like.
Do you see this pandemic coming to an end anytime?
Do I see the pandemic? Here's what I believe. I believe the last 3 months of this year are really good, like good in a way we haven't had for over a year. I do think we'll be able to have more people together and all that. I think it's 2022 where it finally really is just, we're good. Like we're able to have thousands of people and not be afraid, but it's still going to take some time. We're still on a rocky road. We still have some people who don't want to do the vaccine. They think it's a conspiracy. I mean, you hear the stuff that's out there, and I'm going to say something. I am empathetic to everybody, whatever your belief system, because you're going down a rabbit hole that you've been led to. You go on the internet wants to figure out what you like, and then they send you down that road.
Right.
So there's a way to avoid that, Carmen. One of the suggestions, if you see a link and it says, hey, suggested for you, do not click on it. Never click on a link when it says, oh, this is suggested for you, because that means you're being manipulated. And I want everybody to just do their own research, you know, because I know what it's like. I know how strong we can feel, but I've also watched people realize, wow, what I was believing was not true. And there's a movie out there, I don't know if you saw it, it's called The Social Experiment. I believe that's the name of it. It's on Netflix. Have you heard about it? Or The Social Dilemma?
I heard about Social Experiment.
I think it could be The Social Dilemma, but all it is, it explains how we are deliberately being manipulated. And so again, if social media didn't exist, imagine how different our world would be right now.
Oh my God, yes.
It is remarkable, right? And the other thing, Carmen, is people are forgetting how to love each other. Like we're forgetting to stay in touch and, you know, really reach out. And then this pandemic made it harder, even harder, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping in 2022, since it represents family and coming together, that when we finally get to sit together, that we really love each other deeply again, instead of this superficial text a message, email, where you're not really talking. We need to talk again. We need to care about grandma and grandpa. You know, don't dismiss them with a text. Go see them and show them some love.
Absolutely.
That's what we've learned.
Yeah.
Carmen. Yeah, it's a remarkable time.
Hundreds of people with thousands of messages. So
yes,
are you okay to take some?
I'm ready.
Some questions. So I'm gonna go to a lady in New Jersey, Alina. She's June 28, 1980. She's looking for a promotion in June, and she's asking you if she will be able to get the promotion. She has a
wait. What year? She's June 28th. What year?
1980.
1980. Okay. All right. Go ahead. And then the question is what?
The question is if she will get promotion in June, and if her business with candles will succeed.
All right. So let's just consider a couple things. One, what's her first name?
Alina.
Alina? Alina, what I would tell you, technically you're born on a 1 day and you're a 7 life path. That tells me that you do have ambition. You know, you're motivated, but you're also 7, which is you can barely stand people. People make you nuts. You can't, they betray, you know, it's like you can't really trust them. So you feel like you have to do a lot by yourself. Here's the good news. You're in a personal year of 3 right now, which means you can convince someone to get that job. Like you really have the gift right now to sell yourself. All right. So there's a little bit of energy that I really like. I personally think affirmations are incredibly important, Carmen. I tell you about that.
Absolutely.
So what would I would say to her, she should do like a little affirmation for her job, you know, start affirming that she can get it so that her mind is ready to accept that success. Because when you have 717, it's also about spirituality, finding a faith that you believe in. You don't want someone telling you what to believe, but you are open to learning. So that's what it's going to take. But it's a good year for you to get promoted. I'll put it to you that way. And then I guess shoot it. You know what you can do? At my Facebook page, I have money affirmations in my videos. So she should just listen to a couple and find one and use it. Use it to increase the income in her life. Because I'm going to assume the new job would be more money.
Yeah. And also I want to let everybody know, because there's so many of you watching this, that you should go to Glynis' website, numberslady.com. And Glynis always is promoting the numerology calendar. So I understand if you guys want one, go get a discount. You put my name, Carmen, as a promotion, no, and then and you get a discount. So type in Carmen in the promo code and get the special discount for the numerology calendar. Those are amazing. I love them. I cannot live without them. So everybody, if you really want to, follow what's happening in your life. If you have this calendar, it's so instrumental to help you stay in touch with your energy and where you are in your life and what you need to achieve. It's showing you the correct timing to act. So
and here's what it also does. There's 9 different calendars to determine what your life path is. It gives you the best days. So example, If Alina gets to pick the date for her interview, she can pick a perfect date for her in numerology so that it does bode well for success. I have people schedule their big exams, like a law exam, on a date that's considered a special symbol on my calendar, and they pass after failing 3 times. Or I have people who schedule a day for their surgery, Carmen, and they have great results and they recover quickly. That's why I made it. I made it for you to pick the very best dates to schedule the most important things in your life. And it's true. I don't discount it this time of year. I'm doing it for your people. They type Carmen, they do get a special discount on the hard copy. The hard copy calendar will be mailed to you, and then you can write everything you need in there. Plus, I give you affirmations. If the month is not good for you, I give you a positive affirmation to feel better. And I also define each month to tell you what kind of month it'll be. So it's really a wonderful calendar. People love it.
Also, you do something extraordinary for people. I want people to connect with you.
Yes.
One-on-one. You can tell them about the number of their house, for instance.
Absolutely.
It's so significant to know where you live. Is that number good for you or not? Do you
Absolutely.
the house? If you want to buy a house, make sure you talk to Glynis first. So how significant it is to live in the energy.
Yes, because you can pick a home energy that is toxic to you and you're not happy in the house. Now, the good news is if you're stuck in a house, I give you information to alter the energy. Like by just tweaking the number, you can live there. But that doesn't mean I want you to live there forever. I still want you to move. Because I just think if it's possible to live in a home energy that embraces you, makes you feel safe and loved and good things happen, of course I want that for you. But it's important to know, what is my home energy? And is it good for me? So yeah, I do cover that as well.
Fabulous. Let's go to more of the questions.
Yes.
Kathy is her name. Kathy, she's born February 19, 1989, and she, if you can pick up something on love life and about her health. So these are her main concerns.
Okay. Is she wondering about her health?
Kathy.
Go ahead and Carmen, did you say she wants to know about her health and what else?
Yeah, she's interested in her love life. If there's something
happening. All right. So let's talk about that. Let's see. We'll talk about who she is first. Interesting enough, the last person was born on a 1 day and was a 7 life path. In Kathy's case, she's born on a 1 day, but she's now a 3 life path. So let's talk about the difference. Still, Kathy, when you're born on a 1 day, that's that competitive streak in you. That's that need to do well in your life. It pushes you. It's like, we have a pest in our mind that says, well, what do you do with your life? What's your next plan? You have that in you, Kathy. What saves you is your sense of humor. You are a natural communicator, but also you enjoy laughing. And then you have a 3 attitude. That tells me sometimes you exaggerate, Kathy. You can't help yourself. Like when you were a little kid, I'm sure you made up stories and your parents like, where'd that come from? That's why I call Double 3 the Oscar winner. If they have to put on a show, no one does it better. Now, I want to talk to you about your health this year. When you take the number 5 and add it to your attitude number 3, 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 means pay attention. Pay attention to your back, your neck, your shoulders, if anything hurts, Kathy, go see your chiropractor, get it taken care of quickly so that it doesn't go out on you. All right. The other thing, because the 8 is the most direct number in numerology, be careful what comes out of your mouth, Kathy. You're going to speak your mind. It's true. You'll speak your mind and then you'll get in trouble and you're going to think, but I'm just telling the truth. What's the big deal? It's still an art form. When we communicate, people need to hear. Therefore, we have to pick our words carefully. And it's going to be hard for you, Kathy. You're going to feel more outspoken this year than usual. And then what else did she ask about? That was about health and what else?
So she wants to know about health and love. So her love.
Oh, love. All right. So let's talk about that. Okay. You're going to like this one, Kathy. There's a saying, if you want more, make yourself worth more. So you need to look in that mirror. Did you get the pandemic weight gain like all of us did? Probably. So what you're going to do is work on your physical body, look at your skin, what efforts are you making to look attractive? Many of us just kind of, hey, we were in a pandemic stuck in the house, but now we have to get back out there. So I say, work on you, work on your physical health, your beauty, and then yes, you can put yourself out there. You could do like a dating site. And this is my big advice. Carmen, I picked my amazing husband, and it's
I
been
know.
18 years, right? I mean,
I
he's my
know.
best friend. But
Yes.
even when there was no pandemic, I decided I was not going to meet him in person, even though we were only 40 minutes apart, because I wanted to experience his energy and get to know him. And we talked every day. Well, because of the pandemic, Kathy, you have a chance to get to know these guys. Like, you could do your profile, let the guy come through, you can FaceTime and all that. Do not meet him. Just take your time. And in the meantime, you can be working on yourself. So by the time you meet, you are ready for love, sister, ready for love.
Fabulous. I'm gonna go to a lady in Ireland, and I assume it's already late over there, but I have a lot of people from Europe also. And the lady from Ireland, her name is Mariana Buzz, and she wants to know, she's born December 3rd, 1981. And she wants to know if there's a possibility for her to have a future partner or anything good if you can see business-wise. Because she's in Ireland, she's questioning whether she should stay there or move somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay. So you said 12/3/1981?
Yeah, 81.
Okay, perfect.
So she's alone. She's looking for a partner, and also she's trying to create a business opportunity.
And no children, or we don't know?
No, it doesn't look like.
It doesn't seem like okay. So
No, it doesn't seem like.
Mariana, here's what I'm going to tell you. When you have 6 energy and you have it twice, that's literally a nurturer. So I always think it's important, if you don't have kids, you should at least have a pet. A pet that you can love unconditionally, just that sweet, nurturing love. Because if you don't have that and you're just working and you finally meet somebody, he's going to act like a child. It promotes that. Like, if we don't have something to love that's less, like needs your help, it won't be hard for you to attract a guy who's not the man you want. Like, you want a man, someone you can look up to and admire, because you're very strong. It's one of the reasons why you're single, is you can only put up with so much. Like, you'll be with somebody like, oh man, I am done with this. I'd rather be alone than serve time with that person. But you are in a personal year of 2, which is the year for love. So if you said, Glynis, could I have love this year? Yes, but you got to be proactive. And Mariana, if you've only had bad love, I'm going to recommend, I have a CD called Affirmations to Attract Healthy Love. If you do those daily, you can fix it. I was reading something great, Carmen. It says we have a subconscious, but behind the subconscious is the superconscious. And isn't that cool that it's behind it? So when we repeat an affirmation again and again for 15 minutes a day, we are going to hit that superconscious to go, I'm capable of great love. I want a healthy relationship.
Do you have your affirmations somewhere when people can buy them or get them?
Oh yeah, they can get them if they go to numbercity.com, they can type love numbers in the promo code, right? Treat it as one word, love numbers, they get a discount. But Mariana, that could do wonders for you. The other help, Love by the Numbers, my book. I mean, that book is like an encyclopedia of love.
Exactly.
And since you live in Ireland, you can get the ebook so you can avoid all that shipping, right? Don't pay that shipping fee. Just get an ebook, Love by the Numbers. And it is so, we were at 5,000 last year, and I think we're around 6,000 now of people who not just met and fell in love, but got married, real partnerships through that book. So that's my answer. This is a good year to focus on love. Now you need some tools to get your mind ready. Thank you, Maria.
I also recommend everybody your first book. That is so brilliant, because people can learn about numerology from your first book.
Yes, Glynis has your number. Yes.
The best manual on numerology ever.
Yeah, that book, it's like a buffet of numbers. It's true.
This book is brilliant.
Glynis has your number. And the thing about it,
by my bad. So
people love it, Carmen. And I have found people that are psychics or counselors, they all have it because it's a great tool. It adds to your arsenal.
Have this book,
Right. It's a really good book for understanding people in a way you never did before, and it's also very specific.
You explain compatibility the way nobody does.
Right.
The way you explain when two people are compatible, if they are, if they're not, what they can do, what can be done, if can be done. You're so straightforward. You put all the details out there so that people can get it. It's just brilliant. So
and it makes it easy. Like it was designed to help you use it right away. As a matter of fact, I had people go, "Hey, I bought your book," and I went to my cousin's wedding. Well, all of a sudden I was doing everyone's numbers, like, "Oh my gosh, that's me." That's how the book is. It's laid out to help you understand quickly. But that's what it's going to take for her to have love. And when she talks about possibly moving, yeah, I mean, look, everything's energy. As a matter of fact, and Glynis has your number, Carmen. Remember, I have a chapter called Location, Location, Location. And she could look that up and see if it's good for her or not. She may want to move to find healthy love. Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to go to a lady, beautiful name, Liz de la Cruz. I assume that she probably is somewhere in Portugal or somewhere in Europe. That's a beautiful name, Liz de la Cruz. And she's born August 10th, 1979. And she said, I would love to ask Glynis about my love life.
Okay, but August 10th,
1979, Liz de la Cruz.
All right, so are you saying 1979?
1979, August 10th.
Okay, because it's what people need to understand, the thing about numbers, like example, if you're listening to the show right now and you just want to know your life path number or your attitude number, if you go to numbercity.com and click on the menu link where it says numbers, you can look that up. That way you're not in the dark listening to me right now going, well, what about my numbers? That's how you can do it. So she's born on a 1 day. She's got a 9 attitude and her life path number is an 8. And her question, say it again, Carmen.
Her question is she wants to know anything, she said, about her love life, whatever you can pick up or whatever comes from her birth.
All right. And her first name?
Is Liz. Liz.
Spell it.
L-I-Z.
L-E-Z?
Yeah, L-I-Z. It's like
okay. So here, Liz, right?
All right. So that makes me believe she's from somewhere, either Spain or Portugal or yeah.
All right. So here's a couple things. One, because you're ultimately an 8 life path. 8 life paths have very high standards. You know, they if they had a partner, that partner is not financially stable or doing well, you wouldn't want to be in that relationship. You need someone who makes you feel like you're taken care of. And even I believe you would also be a hard worker. You just need a man who can carry his own as well. Now, if you said, Glynis, is this a good year for love? The answer is absolutely not. Let me tell you why. When you're in a personal year of 5, you wouldn't believe. It's like almost like you have rose-colored glasses. You just don't see it quite the way it really is. And then when the new year begins, you're wide awake. You're like, what am I doing? This guy has 1 eye, 1 tooth. What am I thinking? Like, it's so not what you believed he was. So, but what can you do? It's a year of fun. It's a year of getting in touch with your inner child and finding ways to celebrate. And I realized because of the pandemic, it's limited us with travel. But I told you the last 3 months of this year, I'll bet you could travel somewhere nice. Get out of your regular environment. That is key. If you're willing to do that, something great can happen. It could also be just about making some really good new friends that open your life up to stuff you didn't see before. So it's not about not being with anybody in that way, but love would be the following year for you. That's what I would say. You wait, get yourself ready in this cycle, nurture yourself, like getting the hair done, getting a massage, just being in a beautiful pool where you're floating, looking at the full moon. Just appreciate all the beauty the world has to offer. That should be your focus right now. And also work on being in love with yourself, because you're very hypercritical. And when you think you come up short, you can say some really mean things to yourself. And the problem is that means you're also critical of others. So if you can work on loving yourself more, you'll just be ready for what's to come. But it's not this year. Whatever shows up, it could move quickly. He acts like he's crazy about you, and then he disappears. You don't need that headache.
I have Mirella. She's born like on the same month and day like me, March 25th, but in 1972. And she tells me to tell you she loves you. And she'd love to find out, anything in general, if you pick up something.
Right. So I have the birth year of 1972. And then what's the month and day?
Like me, March 25th.
March 25th. March 75th. Okay. So here we go. On a 7-day, 1 attitude, and then a 2 life path. And the first name?
Mirella.
Yeah, you broke it up. Say it again.
Mirella.
Mirella. And okay, Maria, do you know, because you might be new to StreamYard, I have been using it. Did you know you can click on that person and it pops up?
Really?
Yes, it's very cool. You know, okay, I'll give you an example. On the right side, you should be seeing comments. Do you see them? Inside StreamYard?
All kinds of, yeah, I'm new to this.
Right. So when you see a comment, if you were to click on it, it would come up on you and we'd see it right under you. So see if you can do that. Try to click on her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you click on her, like the comment on the right, you go click, and that would pop up, and we'd see it right where Carmen Harra is.
I don't know what I did that I missed her now. I don't find her.
Okay, well, that's okay. But you know what? Next time, let's try for it, because it's really good. Yeah, I just started to learn to use that, and then you can hide it when you're done.
I'm really new to this. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, of course, and that's why I'm going to help you, because I love you, Carmen, and you're wonderful. You are. You have such a good heart, and this is a great way for you. StreamYard is awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard it from somebody else, but to be able to click and see that person, it makes it easy for everybody to see the name and a birthday. Okay, perfect. But anyway, here we go. I would tell her this. First of all, she should be psychic, like really, because she was born on a 7-day. She's got a 2 life path. They're incredibly psychic. They're empaths. They feel everything. So the first thing I tell her, she's got to watch that. Don't fall into everyone's trap. You know, don't let the negativity out there affect you so completely. When 2020 happened and so many people died, my heart was broken, Carmen, for anyone like us who does this, where we feel you and we help you, because it was overwhelming. The problem is some people desensitize. They went the other way, like they denied it. Doesn't matter. Or here was my favorite thing people love to say. If you told them someone died from the virus, they say, yeah, but what was their pre-existing condition? I'll tell you why that's funny. Living is a pre-existing condition, okay? Life, honest to God, we all are a pre-existing condition. There is no such thing as perfect. So I personally know 13 people who passed, but I know that many people because I deal with. I deal with a lot of people.
You told me on the radio when we did.
Oh, it was devastating, Carmen. So my point is, we got to stop doing that. I know it maybe comforts you to think, okay, it wasn't the virus. Look, I want everyone. If you get sick, let's hope you get right through it. I want that for you. But let's not discount those who have lost their lives. Every one of them matters. And if you consider, they say basically 560,000 have passed. But if there's 9 people affected, that's millions of us that are in mourning. So the gal we're talking about, born 3/25/1972, if she's lost any life around her, she's been hugely impacted by it. So I'm telling her, nurture yourself, love yourself, you know, be good. If you're sorry or in pain, take time out to feel it and then get back on with your life. Because you have capability to be very successful in your life. You also happen to be in a personal year of 6. 6 invites you to succeed. So it could be looking at your home. Maybe you want to redo the house, you know? It's like looking at your environment. How do I feel better? How do I feel like I belong here? What can I do to fix things? And if there's any clutter around her, got to get rid of it now. Just go through, grab your bag, trash bag, and throw it away. Look and be honest with yourself. Do I even wear that anymore? Do I need these things? If you don't, let it go, because the more you do that, the more you're inviting in healthy love relationships, which is what you need. That's what you need and you can have.
I do have a teenager here. Jennifer, I want to click on this.
Okay, oh, look, you did it.
Jennifer, August 1st. You see it now?
Yeah, I see it. Isn't that fun?
She's what? She's 15.
Yes. So she wants to know about health and love. All right. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell her this, Jennifer. Here's the thing: you are very particular. If the person you're with is not smart, you get bored really easy. Like your eyes would roll to the back of your head. You're like, you're so boring. Get away from me. So the first thing you need is someone who's smart. You know, either an intellectual equal or someone who knows more than you do. That's the first thing. And of course, yes, you would want someone handsome, but with this number 17, you should have a love of beauty, nature's beauty, ocean, mountains, plants, flowers. So this guy has to be a mover. Like he's got to also be active, an active person to keep up with you. This year, you're in a cycle of 5. Again, not a good time to meet someone right now, but just to have fun. Figure out ways. Who are your friendships? You know, if you've made Jennifer, if there's people in your life that are just not terrific for you, like you're not happy with them, start looking for more people. Open yourself up, because I know you're particular. You don't want to just spend time with just anybody, but I just see you shifting things, especially at your age, right? You want friendships that are going to last forever. And your partner, I promise you this, they will be your friend. So then you just have to make sure that it never falls into a roommate energy. Like, we can get married, but keeping romance alive, that is work. You have to be proactive. And I can see in your chart, you get busy. And when you're busy, it's like, hey, rain check on that sex. Later, not now. And I want you to fix that. Let's just be aware that this man who comes in, that you keep the romance alive, and then you can have a long-term healthy relationship. Go ahead. Yeah.
So for everybody, again, you go to Glynis' website, numberslady.com. You can get the calendars. I want you to get the calendars. They will change your, you're going to follow, you know, when to do things.
Yes.
Glynis explains everything in so great detail, you know, that is absolutely remarkable. I want you to get the calendars. I want you to buy Glynis books. You know, if you want to learn about this science,
yes.
In this world, I want you to learn from, and that's here with us tonight. So I'm so grateful. So I'm going to go to somebody else, and I'm going to.
So you hide her. There you go. You did it. You're good, Carmen. You are. That I was not as good as you. I would be like, well, wait, how do I hide it? Yeah, I had troubles. Good job. All right. So we have 9/9/1980. So I want people to notice a pattern that they wouldn't be aware of otherwise. When the year you're born breaks down to the number 9, it automatically means that the energy in your birthday will repeat itself. And what that means is what you see is what you get. So Lydia, in your personality, what you see is what you get. You don't play games, and it really bothers you when people do. You know, when you meet somebody, you can tell they're just not coming from a sincere place. That's when you get annoyed. All right, so on that note, she was born on a 9 day. She has a 9 attitude, and she's a 9 life path. Can you imagine, Carmen?
I'm
right?
Thinking about that.
Yeah. So what does that tell us, Lydia? You're an old soul. It means when you were a little kid, you knew things that your parents didn't. And the question becomes this. You have to ask yourself, how was I treated by my family? Like, you either feel, there's one of two things. You can feel unloved or abandoned by family, or you feel incredibly responsible for the family. And I'm going to suggest something to you. If it's the second one where you feel responsible, I want you to have better boundaries, Lydia, because you can be taken advantage of. You know, you're so good at fixing the mess. You're like, you know what, I'll take care of it. But the next thing you know, you're saying, what about me? Why is no one taking care of me? So that is key. Learning to have good boundaries with people. And then you said love and about my future career, a new research job. Love the idea of you doing a research job. That's very much your numerology. As I already said, seeking knowledge is already a part of you, but also you came through with a lot of knowledge. So if you eventually feel like, hey, I need to be the boss of what I do, that's correct. You could be the girl who writes great books, stuff we benefit by. You are a natural humanitarian. And when you feel like you can make this world a better place, that's the most fulfilling thing you do, Lydia. You're not supposed to just work for somebody to get a paycheck. You are called to leave footprints in the sand to change the world. That is your chart. So please do that. There you go.
That's perfect.
I'm excited for her. Yeah. One more thing I'd just say real quick, because she's in a cycle of 5 right now, it just means this year is moving really fast. It'll feel a little crazy. You're not in control of it, Lydia, but you move into a new cycle of 6 and you get all your power back. So just roll with right now. Don't try to control it and you'll be fine. Yeah. All right, so we have Anka, 11/3/1971. Okay, here we go again. I am not kidding. This is what you've had. Are we dealing with a 9 again? 1971 adds up to a 9 when it's reduced, Carmen. This has happened like 7 times today. That's really powerful.
Yes.
You know, numbers always have a message for us. They want to tell you something every day. I personally I can hear what they want. That'll be harder for you, but it's all I can see. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. So here we go. She has a 5 attitude, Anka. She's a 5 life path, born on a 3-day. Okay? All right. So here's what it says. Future relationship and love. Anka, hear me out. You are a cat. You are a cat. So that means if someone comes on too strong, you're out the door. You want to see a cat run? Try to pet a cat when it doesn't want to be petted. Okay, so Anka, you're a cat. What does a cat do, though, if you ignore it? It comes right back. It wants to be all over you. This is why cats walk on the typewriter, right? They walk on they get in front of the computer. That's why they do it. It's like, oh, you're busy. You don't have time for me. Mm-hmm. So Anka, you need to find someone who understands that about you. The other thing about you, the number born on a 3-day 5 life path, that's a light in numerology. You should be known for your eyes, your smile, your voice. When you're at a celebration of any kind, you get so happy. And also when it comes to a gift, if someone considered you and gave you something you really wanted, not only would you be thrilled, but you'd also feel a little guilty going, do I owe you something? So I make the joke that the 5 will write you a thank you note for the thank you note. They're like the hot potato giver, Carmen. They have to keep giving if you give to them. So I don't know what she's doing for work, but I hope it's creative, dancing, counseling, singing, performance. Those numbers are so lit in numerology. I just hope you're using them in some powerful way. The other thing about you is you're a natural detective. Anka, when you want to know the truth, you always find out the truth. And I feel sorry for anyone who lies to you because you will bust them. You will. And there you go. That's what I'm seeing for her right now. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Who's this? Big story. Good evening. Let's see. 10/9/1986, so that part's broken. I would want to know more about my career if I could find a good job of marriage and having kids, longevity and health. Now, on Kuta, in true life, if someone asked me that many questions, I'd say MasterCard or Visa, my friend. You would have to book a session. No one's going to get answers to all those questions today. No. But I'll tell you a couple things. Let's see. You have a 1 attitude, born on a 9-day. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. So you're a 7 life path. Well, okay, there's a lot going on with you. When I see a 7 will not tolerate something that's not good for them, okay? They could be in a relationship, but if they're not happy, they'll get out of it. So that could explain why it's been hard for you. Maybe you haven't had that yet, haven't met someone who was worth it. I will say this, you could end up meeting a partner that even has kids because with your 9, you care deeply about children. Like you want to help them get on the right track. You want to help them to be happy, okay? So that is key. And I'm going to suggest that right now in the cycle of 6, this could be a year to be proactive in finding a relationship. But again, love affirmations, the love by the numbers book, get your tools ready so that you pick something healthy. Chances are you have not always done that. You have not. I'm sure you've been hurt. And that's why it's taking you time. Don't worry, it can still happen. It's not about, oh, you're out of time, it won't happen. You're very capable, but you got to pick numbers that are natural match to you. Carmen and I talked about that. If someone's toxic to you, it's like speaking a different language. You don't want that. You want someone who gets you and loves you for who you are. And there you go. Aha. Claudia, let's see. How will my life be in the future? Well, let's see. Now, what's cute is that's backwards for me in my brain, right? Because I'm America, so 621, not 21/6, right?
621.
Right, but you see?
Yeah, she's from Europe.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I'm going to go like this. I can do this real quick. 6, 6. Right, so it's really 6/21, 1990. Yeah. Gotcha. Born on a 3-day, 9 life path, 1. Excuse me. Born on a 3-day, 9 attitude, 1 life path. How will my life be in the future? All right. Well, first of all, Claudia, because you're in a personal year 5, I want you to really write everything down that you're trying to accomplish. Because when this 5 energy moves so quickly, you will feel like my life's moving too fast and I don't even know. Do I have any control over it? Am I ever going to have what I want? So let's just slow it down. Let's make a list. What did you achieve? What did you do to help yourself spiritually, mentally, right? Physically, what are you doing? And then since you're one life path, again, you want to talk about high standards, just like Harry. Look what Prince Harry did. He ran out of his country and found a woman who had been divorced, who was mulatto, right? I mean, he really went for a unique set of circumstances.
Oh, true.
Anka, Claudia, you're the same way. You will pick. You don't care what anyone thinks. If you think you're in love, you're gonna go, this is my partner, and I'm proud to be with them. But if this partner tries to control you, it's a deal breaker. You cannot be controlled. So, well, if I keep it simple, 1, 5, 7 are a natural match to you in numerology. The number 2 is able to admire you. You know, if you're in charge of something, they'll support you in it. And then the number 3, you need someone who's got a sense of humor. If you ended up, Claudia, with someone who made you laugh and was actually doing well in their own career, you'd be so happy. So not this year. It's not about relationships right now, but in the new year, it is, because you go into a cycle of 6, and that's literally the relationship year for love. Okay. But work on you right now. Okay. Yeah. A lot of people in the cycle of 5 right now too. Go ahead.
I have a guy, he's not giving up. He just has a question. If you can pick up something intuitively. Andres Sanchez Lopez, probably is from somewhere. I lost you.
No, you don't. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No?
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. I'm coming back. Hold on. Oh. Whoa, that's interesting. There, let's try. There, you got it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So he's from, I think he's from Europe, because from the name, or from Mexico.
Yeah.
George Sanchez Lopez, and all he wants to know if he's gonna have a girlfriend. I said,
right. So here's the deal. Here's the mistake he's making. He did not give a birth date, so I don't even know what he would want.
Right.
So to say, can I have a girlfriend? I'm going to assume it's pronounced Jorge, but I would say there's no way we can answer that question, right? Yes, I could look at your name energy, which is kind of not what we're doing, because that takes a little more time.
Right.
What we're doing is looking at the birth date numbers, because they're the most sacred. So if Jorge comes back through with a date of birth, we'll pop him back on.
Give us your birthday. Yeah. I'm going to go to another guy who gives us the birthday.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm suggesting, when you submit a question, it's one question, not 2.
Exactly. I always told you one question, so you guys limit to one question.
So, all right. So, Marius, I'm going to talk to you about something really cool about your numerology pattern that I want you to keep in mind for your career. And of course, when we master our career, it promotes a great future. So let's look at it that way. You're born on a 1 day. You're an 8 life path. You have a 9 attitude. When you have the numbers 1, 8, 9, it promotes big success. 1 is ambition. 8 is the ability to work hard and make money. And 9 means all are welcome, meaning there's no limit to who can benefit from what you have. So please look at it that way. The most successful production companies in Hollywood, like Dick Clark, Aaron Spelling, if you go back, all these top men who made insane money, they all had it. Brad Pitt has it. Gwyneth Paltrow has it. It's the number combination 1, 8, 9. And Marius, you have it. So I say this, if you're willing to commit to working hard and being disciplined, you could have a phenomenal success in your future. This year, as I told Carmen, we always find patterns when we work together. The pattern today is that people keep ending up in a personal year cycle of 5. Now, how does that work? You take the month and day, so 8 plus 1 plus 0 is 9, and add it to the world number 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So, Marius, you're in a cycle of 5 right now. So what are you working on? Write it down. You're not going to get it done. If you have these big ideas, it's not going to happen unless you plan your structure. And then as you mark it as you go, as long as you're doing at least one thing towards your career, you can turn this into huge money. When I talk about capability, the sky's the limit with you. If you have had trouble with money, because that's the other side of 8, money slips through your fingers. I have affirmations to attract more prosperity. That absolutely works as well. It's all about your head. And now that we talk about subconscious, and behind it is your superconscious. Think what you could have with that. So thank you.
I'm learning something here,
Yes.
Learning something.
Yes.
I have a fascinating guy here, but I don't know where he vanished because he was just so, hold on, where did I go to?
Okay, so when someone says about health, the first question, like I would like if they said, I've had health issues this year, here's what's going on, here's my date of birth, But I'll tell you what I see from this, and I will give some advice. And then we'll be at an hour, and I think we're just doing an hour today, right?
Yeah, we almost done.
Yeah, they're so cute. I'm like, or are we doing a marathon, Carmen? I can work with you anytime, lady. You know it's true. Okay, so let's do this. Candy. All right. You're born on a 4-day, you have a 6 attitude, and your life path number is a 9. And I'll confirm that. Yes, it's true. Couple of things, Candy. Depending on what's going on with your health, here's what I would tell you. Family, if you have not had good boundaries with your family, then your family has really hurt you. Born on a 4-day means you're very outspoken. You always tell what you believe. You think it's just about being honest, but people take it wrong. So sometimes people you loved, you hurt their feelings. You didn't mean to, but it still made you feel bad. You have a 6 attitude. So all of this points towards nurturing and taking care of others. If you did it with family, again, it might have been thankless. When I look at these numbers, I know that you work so hard, Candy, you go above and beyond. Well, what we don't deal with mentally can attack us physically. So if you're not feeling good physically, I want you now to get back to your health, right? There's a couple of things. One, how you're eating. We talk about alkaline eating. And Carmen, I'm sure you know about that, where acid and alkaline, if you're eating foods that are combining improperly, it can make you feel sick. It can mess.
I'm graduating from Cornell University in the summer on nutrition, on medical nutrition. You
Good. That's really good.
So hard. Like I still have exams. I said I'm gonna do this because it's Cornell, and I worked for years. I said I have to finish this.
You do. No, you need to do that because that's exactly right. Like that. That's what's going wrong with us the most. Plus, so much of the food out there is poison, right? We're dealing with processed food. So we have to get back to the basics. So I'm just saying.
So much. Unbelievable. I've learned so much.
So in her case, because, Candy, you're in a personal year of 2, you are actually feeling things or being more emotional. I want you to just tap into your own healing. Here's a great affirmation for that. I release all negative thoughts and embrace the vibrant health that's within me now. I release all negative thoughts and embrace the vibrant health that's within me now. Write that down, Candy. I want you to start doing it. Say it out loud for 15 minutes a day, and that'll help you feel better. That'll help you stay on track with your health. And I'm talking forever if you do it daily. I'll say it one more time. I release all negative thoughts and embrace the vibrant health that's within me now. Makes all the difference. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to lift this up. Let me see. Hello from Canada. 2 powerhouse women. Of course. Are you kidding? Carmen and Glynis. We're 3 life paths, man. We're dangerous. All right. Rosemary, date of birth, October 4th. So born on a 4-day, 5, 6, 9. All right. And did we just feel like we did? All right. I'm in a life path. I am in a life path 1 in October. So that's not clear to me because your life path does not change. Okay. In her case, her life path is a 9. She might be talking about the personal year cycle. And that I'm going to talk to you about that. That's an important thing she just said. And I'll tell you what I believe she means. Will I remain in my current position supporting students with disabilities or changing a career path? Okay, I'm going to give a suggestion on that. Here we go. Born on a 5-day, 4 life path, 9. Born on a 5-day, oh wow, I'm Twilight Zoning. You have a 5 attitude, you are born on a 4-day, and you are a life path number 9. What does that mean, Rosemary? That you are an old soul. You've always been able to help a lot of people. Like remember when I talked earlier about leaving your footprints in the sand, making a difference? Well, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to work on. So when you talk about disabilities, I would ask you, did you have breakthroughs with these students? Breakthroughs in a way other people didn't? Because if you did, where's the book? You should be writing a book. You should share what you learned. Give insights to parents who have children that are disabled. Give advice. That's who you are. You could do that and it would do very well. So not only would you be imparting information that you know to be true, but it would be a breakthrough in your own life. Like you'd be happier. You'd be making a difference, but also really respected for what you know. And also, if you're born on a 4-day, anytime you have a 4 in your birthday, that's a natural teacher. So teaching's easy for you. Now it's time to turn it into a book. All right. Thank you.
So, Glynis, we did more than an hour. I can't.
Yes.
So, if you want to do this again, I will be so grateful to you.
Oh, definitely.
You are just the best. There's nobody
Yeah.
like you. So.
Well, what we'll do is we'll stay on top of fun, hot topics, and we'll do some reads. Absolutely.
I love you, Glynis. I'm so
Love you too.
For everybody, please go to numberslady.com. Get the calendar. Get Glynis books. If you want to learn.
Yes, Glynis has your number.
You know, and demystify the power of your birth code. Glynis books is best. Nothing like Glynis, I'm telling you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
thank
not
you.
because I love her so much, because she did amazing work, you know, that sold millions of books all over the globe. So that's why we're so grateful to have you. We're so honored for the opportunity. Glynis, God bless you.
Thank you. And it was loads of fun. See you again.
You my star.
All right. And I look forward to the book. And yes, I will do a testimonial, dear, because I know who you are. You know I do.
Okay. I love you. I love you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
I love you. Thank you.
Yes. See.